Calling with Dakota Plains Ag Center in Beardsley, South Dakota with your market comments for June 1st. This video will yield 5 minutes of your time with market facts, local planning update, thoughts on cost of carry, and a rundown of the DPAC grain marketing team and our functions. At Dakota Plains, we believe and we want to empower farmers to make confident marketing decisions by offering personal attention and building marketing plans, guys. Market facts: July corn futures rallied 19 cents last week. D's corn rallied 13 cents last week. July soybeans rallied 12 from Friday to Friday. November beans gained 7 cents last week. Currently, we had a sell-off day yesterday, and currently we got the markets up as of today on Wednesday. So, planning progress. We got U.S. corn planning is 94% complete and 78% emerged. The first corn condition rating was 72% good to excellent. That was a little better than expected and right on par with last year. Bean plantings are 73% complete across the U.S. What's going on around our trade area at Dakota Plains? My unofficial corn planting progress would be around 70%. I got guys ranging from 0 to 100% done. I would say 50 to 80% catches most guys. I've talked to some guys and they're going to continue to try to advance their corn planting here into June. But a lot of guys are thinking about switching over to beans and getting the remainder of their acres trying to plant beans. So beans I would call less than 20% planted in our area. The most I've heard is around 50%, with a lot of guys with 0 soybeans in the ground. So I would say 20% is probably where we're at. We got 80s for highs for the next 5 days in the Parkson area, Parkson forecast. We got a little bit of wind, so that's going to help. There is a small chance of rain on Thursday. If we can miss that one, I think we'll see a lot of planters rolling at the end of the week. So there's a wide variety of situations out there. And I know guys that have 0 planted. I'm going out on a farm visit with a crop insurance agent this week to talk about prevent plant on 100% of a guy's corn acres. So there's a wide variety of situations out there. So with the recent rally in old crop corn, we've seen some corn start to price and move at 350 to 360 cash. As always, target offers are a good way to reach your old crop pricing goals. If you're comfortable with the corn that's planted and you like the 350 for your old crop, I have a way you can get 350 for your new crop. At current market, we can guarantee a 421 futures, D's futures, with an offer of like amount of bushels at 421. That's the current quote. So if 350 reaches some of your profit goals, reach out to Jordan, Dillon, or myself, and we can get you a live quote, and we can walk through the process how we can get that for you. So last week I talked about depreciation and some of the invisible costs on the farm that are easy to overlook. Today, if you didn't catch that video, you can go back to the previous video and watch that. But today I wanted to talk about cost of carrying grain on the farm. Cost of carrying grain is very real for an elevator, so something that we're in tune to. But a lot of times we talk to guys on the farm and they say it doesn't cost me anything to store my grain. My bins are paid for. So, but I want to ask a question: what about the interest on the grain that isn't turned into money? If you have an operating note or a loan on your working capital, what about loss of bushels, or shrink we call it in the elevator business, just from handling it, loss of moisture, those sorts of risk? What about the depreciation on your bins? If they're newer bins, you're probably depreciating them over time. Maybe they're older bins and there's not, they're paid for. So I get why there's no depreciation on some of your bins. But what about the extra freight and handling costs? So these are some of the invisible costs that maybe get overlooked. So let's just talk about 350 corn, nearby corn that we've seen a lot of guys price out of their bins recently. You know, they've carried it for 7 months since October. And let's assume just a conservative number that it costs 3 cents a month to carry grain on your farm. Maybe different on your farm, but let's just say 3 cents a month for 7 months is 21 cents. So that 350 today, we back that into harvest, would be equivalent to 329 cash in October, which was attainable. So it's just equivalent. I'm not saying it's better or worse. It's the same price as 329 at harvest. Obviously there is advantages of storing grain for logistical purposes at harvest and those sorts of things, and I understand that. So, but let's just say a guy, you know, price grain at the top end of the range here, 360. You know, he would have netted 10-cent gain by carrying his grain versus the 329 harvest price that he maybe could have got. So he did make money if he priced at 360. If his cost of carry was 3 cents, he carried it for 7 months. It was a good decision for him on the farm, and he pulled the trigger at 360, which is the other hard part about carrying grain. So I'm not arguing against storing grain. I just wanted to draw attention to the costs that guys maybe are overlooking, and just to help you guys make good business decisions. Nothing new here, nothing innovative on that conversation, but just wanted to draw attention to it. So one more thing I wanted to cover today is our approach to the grower at Dakota Plains. And the last 3 years, you've probably noticed that our grain marketing team has grown. We have 4 guys on our grain marketing team. We have Tyrone, Dylan, Jordan, and myself. Why? Well, for the simple reason we have over 500 grower customers, and we want to serve and want to give the proper attention to our growers. So rundown of the roles. Tyrone is our head merchant, and he's the boss. He manages our inventory, grain moving in, grain moving out, and he sells the grain out of the elevator. He negotiates freight with the railroad, and he deals with the commercials. He deals with our commercial customers, and he also deals with a small group of growers that he has strong relationships with. He grew up in this area. He's a local guy, so some people just like doing business with him that way. Dylan is our resident farmer here at Dakota Plains. He's a grain originator. He serves a small group of growers that he has strong relationships with. He also assists Tyrone in some of the merchandising duties, and he is responsible for dispatching our trucks, and he also operates the family farm, so he's a busy guy. Jordan is our farm marketer. His role is to serve the grower on the farm. He's out of the office 80% of the time on farm working with guys, building marketing plans. He typically focuses his time north of Highway 18 in our trade area, west of Beardsley. I serve the growers in the office and on farm. I spend about 50% of my time out on farm and 50% here in the office. I focus most of my energy south of Highway 18, south of the elevator, south of Highway 18 west, and then also in our new trade area, Napa Junction. I'm responsible and helping grow the customer base down there. So that's the rundown of what we're attempting to do, and attempting to give our growers the best service we can by giving them, personnel to work with, and have the most opportunity to have access to marketing tools. Our team's primary goal is to communicate how marketing tools work and empower the grower to make his own marketing decisions, and obviously more confident ones based on some of the knowledge and the information we can give them. So think of us as your account representative or your field rep, that we're responsible for any business that you do here at the elevator, and we just want one guy that each guy can work with, so we learn your farm, learn your business, and know what you're trying to achieve, and we think that's beneficial for you. So if you find these videos valuable, please share with your friend or a neighbor or a coworker or colleague if you're an ag professional. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, build a plan, get your targets.